The Awakening of the Chosen.
Have you ever given God's impending actions for you any thought? Though frequently we find ourselves in a state of sheer inertia in life, what is provided is a heavenly chance beyond our comprehension. Today we are here because all of us, selected, have been drawn to a great summons, pure essence of our own spiritual path. I am Gabriel, the guide of the channel, The Spiritual Secret. About your waking and spiritual metamorphosis, there are no coincidences. His soul took him to this message in its actual essence. You are at the epicenter of something historic, as heavenly energy will start to move later this month with elegance and intensity. Not one video here. Being here indicates that you are among the selected ones. Hence, this message is a fantastic key to unlock doors for a closer knowledge and relationship with your heavenly destiny. Ignoring this insight is not simply a wasted opportunity. It is a spiritual mistake of enormous scope, because communications from heaven, especially for you, exist. And I guarantee you boldness. What you will discover here will help you to transform it from the inside out. If you have already experienced this inner restlessness, that unexplainable beckoning call, you are invited to share in the comments. This will help you to deepen your faith. Should this message speak to your soul, understand that your presence was not accidental. Rather, a like is a means of acknowledging that you were directed to me, and even this message with a particular intent. Every word I hear burns with expectancy, knowing that today's revelation will deepen its awareness of its part in the tremendous spiritual evolution all around us. We will investigate the strata of this metamorphosis more precisely as we go. Prepare, as the following phase of this road promises to transform what you know about your goal. Most of us overlook a secret occurrence in our spiritual trip, but it is going to be revealed to you, the really chosen. This is a reality as ancient as the cosmos itself, the spiritual summons that echoes in its very nature. It is not conjecture or a weak hypothesis. Many people spend a lifetime without noticing this echo. However, you, selected, are here because your soul detects this heavenly song involving its existence. The spiritual call is the expression of an alignment between the divine level and its existence on earth. It is not just a transient experience. Imagine an invisible compass within you, always pointing to your actual spiritual north. For others, it stays concealed. For the selected one, it shows itself among the veil of everyday uncertainty in clear flashes. It may be that flash of intense insight, or that pulse pounding in time with something much more than yourself. How many times have you come across recurring circumstances during your life, as if the cosmos were trying to communicate something? This call clarifies unexplainable desires, challenges to match what is not yours, and that constant quest for a higher goal. Look back and find the recurring themes as unidentified teachings. They are physical indicators of this summons, calling you to actualize yourself to the divine design. Realizing this is really essential. Many people blindly negotiate the labyrinth of life without this knowledge, wondering why they feel lost or detached. Ignorance of this truth stay imprisoned in the cycles of human sorrow, deprived of a spiritual growth waiting. But here is your turning point, the one whereby everything may at last make sense. We so draw to close this period of insight and consider the need of waking up to fulfill its natural course. Feel this haste. This spiritual trip is yet to start. Get ready, as the deepening that is approaching the following block will bring you even more precisely to the holy road always meant for your soul. There is a noteworthy phenomena that distinguishes the spiritual path of the chosen, the enigma of the inner call that rises in times of more soul clarity. Many stay foreign, driven only by the demands of the physical world. Hence, this is not a secret reserved for just one person. Often buried beneath the surface of life, this profound spiritual truth is now disclosed to you because those present here today may grasp and integrate it into their daily life. Think of the spiritual summons as a torrent of energy asking to be heard, not as a whisper alone. It traverses every thread of existence. This experience shows itself in the life of the selected in many different ways. Either in the passages of life when synchronicity appears to cooperate to disclose new routes, or in the life of the chosen in many other ways, that of unexplainable emotions of detachment when away from its mission. He is present and demanding thought and attention during daily events. To illustrate, consider the call as a lighthouse on a somewhat gloomy night. While many only see the darkness, the selected one points out routes that have to be followed by seeing the light flashing on the horizon. This phenomena is like the momentum of a tide guiding the navigator precisely in its unrelenting wisdom, even when everything appears to be still. See the traces the call left in your own life. Maybe those times of intense introspection beneath the cover of everyday responsibilities, or that inner voice that insists on not being overlooked in meditative solitude. It is the golden thread providing stability and purpose where there was confusion before. Its actual spiritual conversion depends on one understanding and response to this summons. Those close to this struggle lock themselves in a circular repetition cell and disenchantment, blind themselves to the infinite of options the cosmos presents. Still, today is the perfect opportunity to wake awake to this truth and highlight the sleeping beauty. Aware that you are being invited to devote deliberate attention to what could have been overlooked until then, we end our reflection in this block. The road you will travel to accompany the development of your soul is just starting. Get ready, as there is still more to be untangled, deeper and more profoundly transforming, ready to find the secret of your own spiritual core. Imagine the spiritual summons as everlasting melody, softly brushing through the complexity of existence as we sink deeper profoundly on this road. For others who are not selected, music disappears amid the everyday distractions. For you, nevertheless, as your spiritual journey progresses, this music becomes clearer and more piercing. Your existence starts to align with the global pulsar, each note bringing more resonance with its essence, like an evolving harmony. Imagine a starry night when every star stands for a decision or truth you must make in your life. You have strolled under this sky for so long, recognized certain cozy constellations, but you have never been beyond the family member. Imagine now gazing up once again, but this time with spiritual eyes, able to see the immensity of the universe. This awakening starts on your path, the realization that every event is linked and creates a heavenly map of their own divine life. Is there any part of your life where you find yourself in circles and where development appears false? Ignoring the inner urge to transcend the earthly results in this feeling of recurrence and inertia, the chosen one must change their life to fit the faint heavenly whisper to go beyond turbulence. Even the strongest of ships has to change their course with the wind to sail. This metamorphosis reminds me of a great tree growing. Initially, their roots must stretch and explore earth before any branch may confront the skies. That had to be you then. According to the Bible, the person building his home over the rock, not on the sand, will find stability even in the middle of storms. Its foundation is spiritual stability, that inner truth that must be reinforced before actual grandeur shows itself on the surface. Ignoring this call and continuing to ignore this fact will help you to doom yourself to a frustrating repeats. Every neglected raises the chance of losing whole symphony, thereby prolonging the circle of questions without answers and unmet goals. But the person who really fits this exquisite music starts to feel inside, blossoming. Seeing beauty in the intricacy of life is like opening your eyes for the first time. Then consider your life so far. There has always been music there, just waiting for us to find. This unity with its spiritual appeal is not a far-off dream. Rather, it is a dire need. Prepare your heart and intellect to find the processes that will enable you to be one with the truth and open doors to new spheres of spiritual reality as we go to the next chapter of the road. As we descend into the depths of this road of spiritual discovery, picture each step you take toward your call as like untying a complex tapestry of your spiritual existence. In the last block, you started to catch this inner call. Let us now raise the understanding of what it really entails. You start to see that the symphony of your call is not random, but selected. It consists of particular remarks that relate to your background, experiences, even the difficulties you encounter. Consider those occasions when, just when you most needed it, an unanticipated opportunity presented itself. Alternatively, when the proper person entered his life and brought precisely the words of consolation or the required guidance. The universe indicates that you are on the correct path via these coordinated events. Imagine now this metamorphosis in its most basic form. Every experience you have, every decision you make changes your spiritual identity, just as an artist shapes clay. These encounters build the structure of a reality, reflecting its intended function. Its spiritual roots must also grow and settle in the realm of knowledge and contemplation before they can resist the leafy destiny that awaits it, just as in the process of growing a plant. Ask yourself, where in my life do I realize these divine coincidences? These are the hints the call puts on its path to inspire it to pursue with trust and will. Ignoring or straying from this flow is like rowing against the stream. Instead of fluidity and harmony, friction and resistance result. Making the decision to answer this call creates opportunities and enhances your life experience in ways you may not yet completely appreciate. Embracing this fact produces a purposeful existence in which obstacles act as trampolines for even more significant leaps in spiritual development. Now, dear selected, you should pause and consider what melody is playing in the rear of your consciousness, guiding you to dance with life to your whole fullness. For it is in this contemplation that you start to take responsibility and advance to a more profound knowledge of your position in the great system of the universe. Your heart has to be open and receptive to start this real discovery as we get closer to the systems allowing this metamorphosis. Here, the real rewriting of your path starts, when you nourish your soul by confronting and conquering the old ideas of your thinking. A sequence of divinely coordinated processes running both within and outside sustains the spiritual change of the selected. These systems are fundamental for you to grow in line with the spiritual call the world speaks continuously. They are meant to be your roadmap over the many phases of development, like a star chart across an apparently chaotic sky. We break up this holy procedure into 4 fundamental stages. First, spiritual awakening, in which your conscience's scope is expanded by your intellect, starting to see the divine in every detail. This stage often shows itself as an unexplainable restlessness or search for clarification. After a long night, picture light timidly approaching the horizon. This marks the dawn of a new knowledge. The soul has to be aligned second. At this point, its innermost component starts to speak to universal truth. The heart follows the spiritual thought so that its essence may move in line with its actual use. This alignment is seen as a developing inner tranquility, as if the choppy waves within of one finally found peace. This balancing process is well captured in the chapter stating, "I will firm my feet in the Lord, and he will guide me by his ways." Purification constitutes the third step. Like gold, which has to be burned to radiate in its best glory, you have obstacles that help to clear inner toxins and increase your will. These obstacles in everyday living include internal issues as well as outside ones. Still, these challenges help them to show their actual brilliance and form their resistance. The impression of resistance, then clarity and progress, is evidence of this process in action. At last we got at the demonstration. Here, the selected one starts to feel his inner change materializing in the outside world. It is when the opportunities start to show themselves and the results of their spiritual work become clear. This phase sees their dreams come true and their purpose blossoming, like the flowers that bloom in spring after a hard winter. Ignoring these systems causes terrible spiritual stagnation. His path turns into a dammed river with great promise but no means to maintain a fresh life. Those who reject to follow this road are caught in cycles of uncertainty and frustration. Time to act is right now. This urgency is a call to action to avoid the shadows of the undetermined or unsettled suffocating the light. The following stage is essential for you, selected, to release these bonds and let actual essence show itself in all its spiritual grandeur. For continuing, we discover how to implement this information and reach even more near to the divine plan set for your life. Now, as we explore the secrets of the spiritual forces controlling the path of the selected, picture us reaching the sustaining, unseen structure of its metamorphosis. These procedures are not just abstractions. They permeate every part of their life and encourage a heavenly relocation within that reflects in the cosmos. For essentially, they are a heavenly orchestra that has to be adjusted to touch the music of your waking. One starts with the tuning phase. Here, the intellect and heart have to line up with the spirit. This occurs when you hear the whispers of the soul after quieting the cacophony of the surroundings. Practically, this shows itself as deliberate meditation and ongoing prayer, which helps you to reach a condition of internal peace that cuts over outside obstacles. The next level is energy refining. You have to let go of restricting emotions, such doubts and worries throughout this process to allow your actual potential to blossom. Consider it as a lamp clearing the collected dust, thus revealing the full light always there within itself. Often in life, this refining shows itself as conquering challenges and giving up bad habits. The spiritual rebirth follows, when the old layers bid farewell. Like a snake changing its skin to expose a new identity vibrating with the intent. This is the period when the old self is destroyed, so that actual essence may show. In actual life, this is experienced when you behave more in line with your own ideals, drawing fresh prospects and meaningful relationships. In the Bible, the chosen one must go through trials that expose rather than destroy, just as gold purified in fire emerges clean and brilliant. One neglected road results in a cycle of sorrow and repeating behavior. Imagine individuals who ignore their inner struggle. They keep sailing in oceans where the wind of destiny blows in one way, yet push their boats in another. They shed the elegance and spontaneity they might have walked with. This is the moment to aggressively embrace this knowledge. Let these systems develop in your life to reveal the reality that comes before the intended metamorphosis. Align with the whispers of the cosmos and forward toward the promised completeness. Your actions will define the rhythm of this symphony we expose in the continuation. From here, realize that your tale is entwined with the divine purpose, and that the actions you do are pillars for a greater call that cannot be disregarded wherever you go. Imagine two selected ones who follow the same road of spiritual discovery, but opt to walk separate streets in the same holy metropolis. First, in embracing its core, one travels with an open heart and responsive intellect. Every day he expresses his larger goal and constantly tries to match his behavior with this inner urge. Though it presents difficulties, his path is lined with a sense of tranquility and purpose. He views challenges as chances for development and education even in their face. In their relationships radiates true love, and those close to them find motivation in their brightness. Already the second selected, for different reasons, has a dubious and hostile attitude that pulsates within him, trying to replace the spiritual void with worldly diversions. He's always caught in a cloud of questions and ambiguities. His connections become fleeting, shallow, and his existence appears to be a continuous hunt for something unbounded. He sees a burden, not a lesson. Hence, the difficulties he encounters become insurmountable barriers. His path is defined by dissatisfaction and a continuous sense of dislocation by failing to embrace his actual nature. Think of the narrative of Jonas, who had a clear call but first decided to stray from him. His resistance resulted in an inner and exterior turmoil until at last he accepted his destiny, found peace, and completed his divine mission. This story reflects the dichotomy the selected route of resistance offers. A road of opposition that results in turmoil against a road of acceptance that brings tranquility. Stop a minute and ask yourself, which of these two paths do I find myself today? His road is a sequence of decisions that each shapes his spiritual experience. Although you are the one who choose to embrace this reality, the results have no option. They will determine their level of commitment to their actual nature. Ultimately, bear in mind that acceptance creates a universe of options. Resistance locks them and keeps you in the hallway of atonement. That you decide to open the door and go towards the light meant for you, for it is in the light of acceptance that its actual nature will show brilliantly, guiding the path of its real change. And now be ready to discover the following phases of this trip, where the tools of this metamorphosis grow even more evident. The pivotal point has arrived when knowledge must go from theory to practice. The spiritual trip of a selected one is not just a notion, but also a live ink that colors the reality screen with experiences of actual metamorphosis. The spirit breaks the bonds of inertia and moves towards divine purpose only by means of pragmatic application. Those who put off this stage become caught in a loop of tired habits lost in time. I provide 3 spiritual practices you may start right now to help you undergo this transformation and provide fresh vitality and close connection to your journey. First, the deliberate meditation technique. Find a calm area free from distractions so you could concentrate. Lighting a candle or incense can help you to represent the spiritual light guiding your soul. Close your eyes, inhale deeply, and concentrate your ideas into a distinct intention. See your whole existence inside the divine mission. Let this goal grow in your heart and shed light from inside out. Daily do this exercise and see how it leads your intuition and increases your inner serenity. The second habit is the diary of divine gratitude. Write 3 elements of your daily life for which you are glad every night. I appreciate the little successes and hidden lessons in demanding tasks. This notebook not only raises awareness of spiritual riches, but also lets one see the everyday benefits often overlooked. This shift of viewpoint is very effective as it helps one to tune in its energy with the frequency of thanks. At last, the physical link made by deliberate movement. Spend time honing a physical activity that makes your body happy. Dancing, yoga, or walking. Conscious movement nourishes mind and soul by energizing your body as well as by connecting your internal and external systems, thus enabling spiritual energy to flow naturally for you. In keeping with your awakening, I suggest a spiritual challenge for the next 24 hours. One easy yet transforming activity is to find a quiet time and silence your head. Ask yourself, what does my soul want to express at this moment? Pay close attention to the internal response and, in whatever little way, act to respect that voice. This real dedication will open the path for more profound transformations and provide a concrete evidence of the success of methods. Trying to grow naturally makes one resistant as our being finds solace in the family member. Acknowledge this barrier as inevitable on the road and keep on with tenaciousness. Your pain is the womb of the fresh spiritual birth, the mark of the really chosen ones, those who go beyond the illusion of the difficulties in attaining a real awakening, is persistence. I so kindly ask you to move decisively. Recall, what you do with this truth will define your path from now on. The call was made. You will answer. Now that we are fully engaged in the process of spiritual development, It is essential to realize that the information you have received has to be experienced to produce actual changes in your life. Though knowledge is insufficient, application is very vital. Those who act break the daily pattern and progress spiritually. Those who hesitate are caught in the same webs of worn norms. I suggest 3 specific actions you might do right now to start your practical path and help you to match your energy and strengthen your relationship to the divine. Let us start the morning meditation practice first. Find a peaceful and cozy spot when you wake up before you can interact with the outside world. Close your eyes and let tensions release via deep breathing. Concentrate on one purpose, like that of clarity or tranquility. Spend around 10 minutes allowing this desire to ring true in your heart and thoughts, thereby harmonizing your daily life from start. This exercise helps the mind to relax and improves its spiritual awareness all throughout the day. The second habit is the holy observing at sunset. At the end of the day, try to see the sun. This will help you to relax and consider what you have acquired in the previous hours. Think about 3 things you appreciate for that day throughout this observation. This will link the spiritual and the tangible, therefore enabling the realization of what really counts and the spread of thanks. At last, decide on the habit of tracking your spiritual journey. Keep a journal nearby, a private and secure space where you will jot down your thoughts, epiphanies, dreams, and particularly your responses to the inner summons. Share your everyday experiences so that when you go back over them, you see the thread directing all aspects of your life. This exercise will help you to notice good trends and support your development. As a dedication to your transformation, I present a basic spiritual challenge to do in the next 24 hours. You feel in complete silence for 5 minutes, free from distractions, and ask your heart, what do I really need now? Listen to the silent answer and act with it, thus small the required attitude. This response may start one step toward the change its core intends. Remember that our mind seeks the comfort of the family member, hence it is very normal to encounter resistance while attempting to change. Recall that the road of the chosen one is fundamentally uncomfortable. Those who overcome this suffering come to have a more major awakening. The pain is the forge where the fresh and brilliant form of myself is created. Advance then denotes not just knowledge, but also action. What you do with this truth will define your journey from now on. The call was made. You will answer. Start this route with confidence and intention, as in every step dwells a part of your divine destiny. We restate that the information we possess currently is a celestial roadmap for your spiritual journey. Friends, this road does not finish here. It is just another turning point on the great and holy road God designed for you. Every discovery is a key opening fresh avenues of knowledge. Now one more door has been opened in your heart and intellect. Now when the truth vibrates in your being, consider closely. Now that you know the truth, what will you do to it? This is the questioning that will rest in your soul, therefore guiding your future path. For know that its genuine nature shows itself reforming its destiny with every decision and progress toward its divine goal. If this message resonated in its essence, I invite you to express your commitment by writing in the comments, I accept my call. It is not only a digital statement, but a statement of the spirit, a confirmation in the face of the universe of its decision to live totally according to the purpose assigned to it. May God enlighten your steps, strengthen your soul, and open your eyes to the truths that were hidden. May you find clarity, strength, and purpose to follow the path you were destined for. Amen. We ask our prayers together sincerely. Your path is far from over, and much more has to be revealed. Prepare. In the following message, we will explore such a strong and exposing truth from which your influence might transform your view of the world and yourself. Furthermore, keep in mind, you're never on this road alone yourself. Your path has started. I am here, beside our community, to help and nurture each step you choose to take. Subscribe to our channel turn on the bell. Every video is a necessary component in the spiritual jigsaw you are building. Take this truth. As long as you travel with intention, divine love and light will always be by your side, leading it to fullness. This will help you to discover again in this voyage of the soul. Knowing that this reinforced film is part of something great and timeless, may you leave it. See you soon and follow with peace in your heart and chosen attitude.